From down and over. That's it, Southern. Not a good place. Jam is really a weapon.
What is going on, everybody? We are here live on CBC Coastal Boxing Club. I'm here live with Mo Boxing, no problem. You already know. We live also with a special guest, Darius. You already know what's going on, bro.
Hey,
Salute. How's training camp going for you, bro?
Training camp's been good. I mean, really, at this point, training camp's over. It's now fight week. You know, now it's really just to make sure I take care of my body, make sure the weight's right, you know, and just get the mind ready to perform on Saturday.
Yeah, I know it's pretty late and everything on my side and everything. I know you just finished coming out of the gym and everything. But man, fight week's just around the corner. How does it feel performing on a Munguia undercard?
I mean, it's gonna be an experience for sure. I've heard that Phoenix brings out a good fight crowd, and I heard Munguia also brings out a good fan base as well. So I'm excited really to see the energy in the arena that night, you know, and I got a good step up in competition. And so I'm just ready to perform and do my thing and really showcase my talents to the world.
Nice. Hey, anything good yet in Phoenix, man?
Funny you say that. I actually did. Now, I'm not sure this is up y'all's alley, but I had me a little poke bowl just now. I got a DoorDash to the room. And that joint was so good. I'm not sure if y'all like. I don't know if y'all like kind of like sushi or whatever. But I had a little spicy tuna.
Yeah, that's cool. That's good.
Heard of it.
Hey man, that thing was off the chain. I ain't gonna lie. I may order it again tomorrow. I ain't gonna lie. It was that good.
So good, I might get it again tomorrow.
Yeah, I may get it again tomorrow. I heard there's a somebody just told me there's a breakfast spot out here not too far from the hotel. It's got I ain't look it up yet. I just found out about like 20 minutes ago. But yeah, it sounded like the move for Sunday after the fight, right before I get on my flight back home. Give me a little breakfast. So I am excited for that.
Is that gonna be Uber, or are you gonna go over there and jog over there?
No. They said I think walking distance, so I may just walk over that way.
Nice.
Yeah, and then they go straight to the airport after that. That may be the move. That'd probably be the best thing I eat in Phoenix. I got to see what else is out here. I ain't looked too deep in the menu on what the plan is after weigh-ins.
How's the weather out there right now, bro? Because I know it's been raining all these past days all around.
It's a little wet out here right now. It's crazy because I just left Houston and it was past week, man. It was freezing, and then right when I'm getting ready to leave, it starts warming up again. I'm like, man. I come out here, it's a little wet, it's a little warm though too, but weather out here is not that bad though. What I will say, the flight over here sucked. Man, I ain't never experienced turbulence like that. Hey, I'm like, yo, I'm looking at my coach. I'm like,
what's going on?
God, hey, look,
He's like, yo, I'm trying to make it all the way there.
Now, hey, we said this could be the hardest part. Hey, this could be the most dangerous part of the week.
Bro, I haven't got on the plane in like, I kid you not, maybe like 20 years.
20 years?
And now, yeah, 20 years. The last time I was back in Mexico was I'm in a few months I'll be 30, bro. So the last time I was out there, I think when I was I think more than 20 years, bro. I was like 17 at the time or around that age. But
so you drive everywhere?
What's up?
You drive everywhere?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I stay local here, but no, I haven't took a plane in years, bro. Years.
Mhm.
But you
That's
know,
crazy.
it's what it is. Sooner,
That's
soon. Oh,
crazy.
I'll get on one soon.
That's crazy.
Soon.
It sound like you got a fear, man.
What's up?
You sound like you got a fear of planes.
Nah, nah,
He
nah.
said
It's just,
he just ain't got no reason to go nowhere.
nah.
Yeah.
I, I like. I think I'm like the only one from my fam that I didn't get used to Mexico. Like maybe like at most a week, and that would be it. But I'll get like, nah. You know, I'm back to the States. I'm not about this life.
Yeah.
Well, look, I'm not that bad. I
Yeah,
haven't been on a
bro.
plane in about 6 years, so I'm in the same boat. But yeah, man,
Yes, sir.
Darius, this fight is going to be at what, 168?
Yeah, I'd be at 168. Yep.
Nice, nice, nice. So for everyone who's watching right now, I know we have a couple of followers right now who's watching. Tell everyone a little about yourself. I know you've been on here before with us. Just give them a little quick breakdown of who you are, who you're fighting and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, my name is Darius Fulghum. I'm 27 years old, fighting that campaign at super middleweight. Um, had a pretty decent amateur background. Uh, won 2018 National Golden Gloves. Won the Olympic trials. So on Team USA to try to go to the Olympics, but COVID kind of interfered with that, you know. So started my pro career. Now I'm at a point 9-0 with 9 KOs. So I'm a Golden Boy. Um, and really, you know, this is now going to my 10th fight and doing my first 10 rounder. So competition starting to really step up, and so now this is, I feel like, the point where you really get to see a true test for me, and really see where I stand and really see where I'm gonna be at in the next couple of years. You know, this is a guy you can kind of make a comparison with his other past performances and look at mine and be like, okay, where does Darius really compare to all these other guys? Um, so I'm fighting a guy named Alantez Fox. He fought for a world title before. Hasn't won or anything, but he's fought some very notable names: Demetrius Andre, David Morrell, uh, Bektemir, Melikuziev, Eric Bazinian. So he's got some notable fights and been very durable in those fights. So I think it'd be a good test for me in this fight coming up this weekend.
Sounds like a good
So
opponent for you.
yeah, you're right.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Do you, I know it's a 10 rounder fight. Do you plan on going the distance?
Who know? Who knows? Who knows where it goes? You know, I just tell you I'm ready for whatever. It's one thing I can't tell you for sure. One thing about boxing is very unpredictable. You know, you try to predict as much as you can, but you never know what can happen. So, um,
Yes, sir.
the only thing I can know for certain is that I am ready for whatever is to come.
Yes, yes, yes,
But
yes.
and saying that, hey, going 10 for 10 would be great. If I get the stoppage, really, I want to make a statement win, and no better way to do that than by getting the stoppage right. And so,
Hell yeah.
ideally that'd be great, but I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm gonna stop him. Who knows? Hey,
Mhm.
only way to really find out is you got to tune in and watch it.
Exactly. And
Yes, sir.
if you don't know it's going to be this Saturday, don't miss it, because you miss it, you're gonna have to catch the replay. And
It's not the it's not the
it's
same
not the
effect.
same.
It's not the
It's just
same
not the
effect.
same.
It's not
Watch
the
it
same effect.
live.
One thing I'll say about that for sure, you know, you see the shirt. You see the shirt
Yeah.
DFG. So DFG stands for Destined for Greatness. Something that's a nickname I'm going with, and it's my kind of motto that I've been rocking. And so, what I really want the viewers that are listening to know is this is something I truly believe in, and that I'm really destined for greatness to do great things in this sport. And you know, it's one of those things. You know, anybody that's watching and respects that, it's a good thing to hop on the ride early because then you get really invested in it. You know, ain't nothing about seeing. I'm talking about be great by actually watching the process and watching it unfold before your eyes, and seeing the replays. They don't do it no justice. You got to watch it live. That's the
Mhm.
only way you can really get the true feel for it. You know. So I hope everybody can tune in. like I said, I think I'm an amazing talent, and this is just another opportunity I get to show it.
Nice, nice, nice.
Yes, sir.
Anything you want to say, Mo?
Um. How has camp been? Or better yet, how was camp? How was it getting prepared for this fight?
Now, I mean, it wasn't really anything different than what I always do. You know, I had my last fight December 2nd, and so I mean, I got right back into camp, getting ready for this one. I knew I was gonna have a quick turnaround. You know, it's really, I guess, like that was like 2 months, and you know, all my preparation really, I mean, it's really been a lot of the same, stuff. You know, I've really been locking in a lot more though mentally. You know, I can't stress enough. If you look at a lot of boxers, being real, like I've been around, I've trained a lot of different training camps, been around a lot of different people, been around the world, and I see how everybody train. Realistically, I'm be honest, everybody do a lot of the same thing. You
Yes,
know,
sir.
you go to each camp and you look and think, oh, this guy's a world champion, he must be doing something different. No, everybody is doing the same thing, right? So then I'm gonna ask you the question: what really separates these people? You know, what separates the elite from the rest? And my answer to that always is just the mental, man. I can't stress that enough. So a lot of stuff for me has really just been locking in and honing in on myself even more than I have. I recognize, especially this year, like this I feel like it's gonna be my breakout year, and so then it makes me lock in even more on the fact that I have to really dedicate my life to this. This has to be a lifestyle, you know. They can't be and you're slacking off. Like I really gotta lock in. There's too many distractions out here, and I just gotta keep my mental where it needs to be to perform at the best of my ability. So to answer your question now shortly, you know, the thing this camp has really just been locking in on my mental.
Yeah. Um. Does his previous opponents that he has, such as David Morrell, Andrade, does that put any pressure on you?
No, I don't because this I'm worded this way. Pressure really is just something that you put on yourself, and when I talk about my mental, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I'm really just alleviating a lot of pressure off myself. You know, a lot of ways you can do that. A lot of times people fold underneath pressure like that, you know, and they don't really understand it's the pressure they put on themselves that's doing it to them.
Yes,
And
sir.
so, no, surely to answer your question, I don't feel any pressure with that because you know I train for the moment. I'll just go out there and be the best version of myself, and that's the only thing I can do. You know, control what I can control, and that's that. I prepared for the opportunity. I got the opportunity. Now I'm gonna just do what I've trained to do, and you know whatever happens with it, I can accept that. I'm not gonna put any more pressure on myself than I need to. You know, I do.
Yes,
It's
sir.
crazy saying that because I have very high expectations of myself,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not gonna fold underneath that.
Gotcha. Thank you. Coastal?
Um, with that being said, with this being a new year, 2024, how much fight do you plan on fighting this year?
Realistically, goal try to. I want to be active again, just like I was last year. You know, and ideally, if I can get another five to six fights, that'd be ideal. You know, so that's kind of the plan still.
Nice, man. I know you're trying to thrive for greatness and everything like that, and a lot of people is right behind your back and everything, and a lot of people is definitely going to be tuning in. This is going to be another big fight card you're under. You know, this is not your first fight card that you've been in. You know, you've been in
Yeah,
bigger fight cards than this, but you know, you're still gonna go out. You're gonna show out. Um, and you know, it's gonna be a great performance. Are
yeah.
you gonna bring any family members out there with you?
Yeah. I got my fam coming. They land already throughout the whole week. Some get here Thursday, some Friday, some Saturday. You know, so I'm gonna definitely have my fam rolling with me. They be coming
That's
off my
right.
friends, you know. So I mean that's a big deal for me. Um, you know, I feel like ever since I got on this journey, what was important was feeling like I'm bringing my family along with me on this ride. You know, it's just like an experience for everybody. I'm like the first boxer in my family. My brother was a football player, a really great football player. But I'm the first. This is something kind of new for us. You know, we're all on this journey together, kind of learning, figuring out as we go, and it's just been beautiful. You know, like sometimes we don't really take we don't really appreciate the process like that, you know. And I think that's always the greatest part, the ups and downs that come with it. I was talking to my homie about that. I'm like, man, we kind of look crazy in the head for real, for real. Like I think about even the low moments of my career, and I'm just so thankful. Like, damn, like this is so dope, you know, because I know all that. Once I get to where I'm going, you know, I look back on it, I'm like, man, like I really been through so much on this journey, and that's what makes it worth it at the end of the day. If it was easy, anything easy in life ain't worth having, for real, for real. And
Mhm.
his journey's been incredible. I'm not gonna lie. You know, I wouldn't trade it for the world. Even on my lowest moments, you know, I look back on it like, man, I'm just so blessed now to be in the position where I'm in. Just know all my hard work has been paying off. So, and it's good to get, you know, start getting recognition and appreciation for all the work that I've been putting in. Because you know, I've always felt like I've been extremely underrated. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but it's cool. I know it's just I understand that's just how it is, right? That's what comes with it. But
Yeah.
I don't take I don't take that to heart. Because you know I haven't earned my right to really get the respect. You know, so I just know I just keep putting on performances, keep doing my thing. It'll come. You know, so I just got to keep winning, putting on great performances, and you know everything will come to fruition.
Yes, sir. Um,
Mm-hmm.
any particular opponents you have in mind after this fight?
Now, one thing I will tell you about that is like my whole goal by the end of this year, I want to be in a position to call out big names. But one thing I said I won't do is I won't call out. I'm not calling out no like journeyman. I'm not calling out no gatekeepers. Like that's not my thing. You know, only people I want to call out are the world
Yeah.
champs, are like the big names. And unfortunately, I'm not in a position to do that right now. Right, I got to earn
Hmm.
my stripes.
Yeah.
And so I'm not going to sit here and call out any gatekeepers or anything like that to get
Yeah.
me to that
Smart.
status right and call them out. You know, that's my
Yeah.
team, my promoter's job to do that, to set the pathway for me, you know, line up the opponents for me to fight to get me into that position. And then once I get there, rest assured, I won't shy away from calling anybody out, and trying to make those big fights happen because realistically, that's I'm just trying DFG, trying to be destined for greatness, and
Yes, sir.
only way really to be great is to fight those names, right? Fight the
Mm-hmm.
names that people scared of. You knock off the boogeyman, then who are you, right? What does that make you? And so I just got to get in that position. I'm not there yet. You know, take its
Yeah.
time, take its course. You know, still racking up experience and going through the process, but due time it'll come.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Coastal.
for everyone who's watching, what made you choose boxing out of any other sport? Why boxing?
Well, cut it simply, I was kind of a lost kid. You know, I grew up in Texas. Football is a big thing out here. My brother was a big football player. My brother's my biggest role model, my biggest idol, inspiration. I always wanted to be like him. So obviously, you know, football was what I thought I wanted to do, but I didn't have the love for it like that. One thing about team sports I didn't like was the lack of accountability that people had. I hated when people used to point fingers and blame other people for their failures, right? I hated that. And then so ultimately that's what drew me to, you know, combat sports. You know, so I started wrestling back in high school, and that was my first sport that I fell in love with was wrestling. And I got, you know, I started getting really good at that. Um, and then when I finished, I had this itch. I was like, man, I got to do something else. And I was originally going to do MMA, but um, you know, I went to the boxing gym and I fell in love with it. And I was like, oh, this. And I made the decision then. I said, this is what I'm going to do. You know, I always had this drive. Like I said, man, I'm going to be great. I want to be great at something. I just didn't know what that was till I got into the boxing gym. And that's what changed my life. I said, this is it. And so then made the decision then and been rocking with that. That was 2015 when I started. I was a senior in high school, and I've been on this journey ever since then. But the ultimate thing I love about boxing really is the accountability. Like, there's nobody you can really blame. If I won, it's because I won. If I lost, it's because I lost. I
Mhm.
can't sit here and say, and rest assured, you know, people still try to do it, even in this sport. Man, the judges, this and that, you know, or whatever, they've been the promoters, bro. whatever, but realistically, we really ain't got nobody else to blame but ourselves. We in control of our whole career.
Yes, sir.
So I heard you talking about football, man. So you watch football?
So I used to be a big football fan back in the day. I don't necessarily watch it no more. Like I said, I'm more just all I watch is boxing for real.
Okay.
But I did watch the game the other day. I did watch the Ravens and Chiefs game though.
The Chiefs game. They wasn't supposed to win. Wasn't supposed to.
You're a Ravens fan?
No. I'm an Eagles fan, but
Oh, Eagles.
you know how that went.
Yeah,
You know how.
yeah. I thought you was finna get ready to talk about the Cowboys or something, or the Texans.
Yeah,
or
that's the game I think.
Yeah, I'm from Houston too. I thought she was gonna talk about the Texans, how we lost to the Ravens.
I'm happy they lost to the Ravens.
Yeah, that's messed up. CJ Stroud was doing his thing.
He was.
He was doing his thing all. He was doing his thing all year, man. He's been putting Houston on his back, changing the whole franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you a quick question. There is what's who is the hardest puncher? I mean, I know there's a few punches, but who's the hardest puncher you think you faced either in the ring or in sparring?
Yeah, I can give a couple people. Well, I'll tell you, when I was first coming up, I always had this guy in particular as being the hardest person I ever been punched by, and it's so crazy. It was so long ago, but I think honestly it was just because I was green at the time, But this is the first person who ever he was beating the brakes out of me. She's like the first pro I ever sparred, and his name was Rolando Garza. I mean, y'all know who that is, but boy, that dude, he put some paws on me. Then again, I was green, so I'm not sure if he really punched hard like that, or I really didn't know how to defend myself. But some other people, other names you may know. I remember, F.A. Apoche. That dude can really crack. It's so crazy. I remember first time getting ready to spar with him. He fights at Cruiser and stuff. But I remember watching him and even just how he threw his punches. But man, that thing got some thump on him. I was like, golly. Like, it don't look like he punched hard, but man, he do. That's always blows my mind.
Yes, sir.
He could punch. Another person I give they props to, David Morrell. David Morrell is pretty strong. He can actually punch. That surprised me. I say also too, I want to mention a lot of other people are going to be like heavyweights and stuff. My boy Richard Torres can punch. He's definitely a puncher.
That boy could crack.
Yeah, he can crack. Let me see who else is like that dude can punch.
And then when you sparred at a brick house?
You said anybody at Brick House?
Yeah. No.
Hold on, let me think. I mean, there's people they can hit, but when I'm trying to think about like crackers though, like
Yeah.
nah, nobody at Brick House. I want to say this one's a little bit hard for me to remember. Alex Gojdik. I can't remember.
Yeah,
I feel like
Alex Guzik.
yeah, I'm trying to remember when I spar with him. If I thought he can really punch like that. I think with him, I feel like he has the potential to, but he doesn't really like his style wise. He doesn't really like sit down on his punches like that. But I feel like if he really did, he can punch. From what I remember. But yeah, I mean that's all who I can really think of right now.
Gotcha.
Oh, there was somebody else I sparred with too. He actually had a good pop too. Was he fought super middle also. Uzgataki. He had a pretty good punch too. But out of real crackers though, F.A. Apoche probably one of the hardest for sure. He had just just I don't know, like just weird strength, like just boom, boom, boom. Like god dang, it's just always crazy because it's like I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, he's strong though.
It's like, yo, get off me, man.
Yeah, I'm
Go.
like, them crackers. Those are the ones. Like I said, I mean, there's a lot of people who can punch, but you got to think about the ones where it's like, yo, I can't afford to get, I can't afford to get hit by this.
Mm-hmm.
So I probably say he'd probably be one of those guys where I'm like, I ain't trying to get hit with that.
Good answers. Coastal.
Salute. My bad. I had the comments coming in, but I haven't had them blocked off so everyone could see the names and stuff like that. But yeah, man. Have you recently watched some of these fights that recently came on in the past couple weeks?
Yeah, I have. Which ones you talking about in particular though?
I mean, there's a couple of them. Let's just put one out there, for example. Shit. Damn, there was so much. Damn.
I know. If I went through order, I remember the first one this year was the Virgil Ortiz, and oh man, that actually was a pretty crazy card.
Yeah.
The Michaela, Jonas, then you had the Billy and Better Be There, and Callum Smith. So I mean, I see them though. I don't know which ones you're talking about in particular though.
So look, I mean, I'm just talking off of what I heard, what people saying. A lot of people saying, the Michaela fight was a robbery and stuff like that. But I went ahead and watched it myself, and I feel like it was a pretty close fight myself. I just feel like it was really close. I mean, it could have went either way, in my opinion.
This is my issue with a lot of fans though, or like they're always quick to use the word. Man, there's so many things I have problem with, like boxing fans. Some stuff though, it's like they quick to call everybody a bum, or a tomato can, or cab driver, or Uber driver, whatever. That drives me insane because I'm like, yo, these people are really risking their lives in here, and you gonna disrespect them like that. And the other thing is, everybody's quick to call everything a robbery. Like it's a close fight. There is a big difference between a close fight and a robbery. A robbery is shoot Roy Jones in the Olympics. And it's like, what? Everybody's baffled. Like, are you serious? How the
John Ryder.
Close.
What was it? John Ryder versus Daniel Jacobs.
What they had that one score? I thought John Ryder won that, right? No, I'm saying they ruled that John Ryder won, right?
Yeah. I know a lot of people saw that fight. I want to know damn well John Ryder did not win that goddamn fight.
No, that's what I was saying. I was saying they ruled John Ryder as the winner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's what I say. I'm trying to remember that fight happened. That fight happened so long ago, man. I'm trying to remember it. Because I think I remember like Daniel Jacobs fading at the end, and that's the issue I feel like with a lot of fights too. Like people don't judge it, round by round how it's supposed to. A lot of people judge it based on the end of the fight. And I think
they don't really take into account like punches and everything.
Yeah, I think that was the issue with the Michaela fight too. A lot of people, because I don't think Michaela didn't really start like, winning until like later half of the fight.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so that's what made it a close fight. I think Jonas won some of the early rounds, but Michaela started doing she started getting in her groove, doing her thing. So people are only gonna remember the last half of the fight. That's the last thing they remember was Michaela started taking over. And I was like, man, no, Michaela won that. It's bullshit. Yeah, but Michaela gave up some early rounds,
Mm-hmm. And you have to figure like the girl who she's fighting, she's good too. She can punch. She's a good fighter too.
That makes it tough. I mean, you think of the Lomachenko Devin Haney fight. That was another one people are calling robbery. And I was like, that was a close fight, bro. That was like really competitive. I wouldn't call that one a robbery either. That was a close fight. A lot of people say it's
robbery, but
it was so funny. I remember watching that fight live with my homie, and before they did the decision, I looked at him. I said, bro, we need to agree, no matter what they say, that we can both understand that this was a close fight. It could go either way, right? We agreed to that, and then they announced Devin Haney's winner. Man, robbery, what? I said, bro, we just agreed. This is a close fight. And there's some stuff where, like, I remember in that fight, like, the scorecards was, like, a little wide one way. And I was like, all right, now. Hey, he didn't win that many rounds. You know, he needed tighter scorecards than that. But that robbery turn comes around too loosely, you know. And I'm like, bro, they got to say this between close fight and a robbery, you know.
Mhm.
Like this one, I guess you could still put in a robbery category, but the Rolly Barroso fight, that one was just taken from him. It was like, yo,
Yeah.
I couldn't
Absolutely.
believe. I remember watching that fight live. I jumped off the couch. I was like, what? I said, he really just stopped this fight. You know what's so crazy? That was Tony Weeks. Then Tony Weeks he refed the Virgil fight.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, what are you doing?
Wrong fight to
It,
ref.
it threw me off. I was like, oh my gosh, you know, like that's what, you know, pretty sure Virgil's like, you know, it's not, I mean, it's not Virgil's fault or
Yeah,
whatever.
it's not his fault.
Nobody can blame him on it. He probably was gonna knock the guy out soon, but you know, it's probably inevitable. But you know, it kind of messed up his showcase, you know, his return fight. You know, kind
Yeah.
of get the buzz behind it. It was like, man, we wanted to see. That's how I felt. I was like, man, I wanted to see more. You know,
Yeah.
he just started getting warmed up. And, you know,
But the boy could hit too, man. I mean, it's like what? I mean, the stoppage I disagree with for sure.
oh yeah, I mean, it's like we would agree that it's probably was gonna happen eventually, right? But let it get there. The dude
Hmm.
wasn't hurt. Dude wasn't in trouble yet. You know, he was still defending himself. You
Yeah, I
know,
believe I heard Tony Weeks saying that the reason he stopped the fight was because he saw him like roll his eyes back a little bit.
Yeah. That's what he said.
I seen another tweet or something, or I seen something somewhere where it was saying that he had stopped it because like there was concerns with his medicals or whatever.
Yeah, something
Also,
like
he
that.
had prior medicals.
Huh?
Yeah, what prior medicals?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They said before the fight, somebody's medicals, something about he had like some aneurysms or something in his brain.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know, I will tell you what I will tell you is I'm not sure how to really believe that, like, because Vegas commission is pretty strict. If he really had anything going on with his medicals, I doubt Vegas commission would approve that. You know, for that fight to happen. Even the doctor, like you, the doctor is now putting himself at risk. You know, if something was to happen to this guy, and you got a guy with an aneurysm going in with a puncher like Virgil. Like I think all his wins been by stoppage. You know, like that's putting a doctor in. I just find that hard to believe. Then I also wonder, even if that was true, is that not against HIPAA for Tony Weeks to say that? Like, is that not? I mean, I don't know if he's bound to HIPAA rules, but like, I mean, you're really disclosing somebody's health information, bro. Is that really something that he can publicly address? I don't know.
Hmm.
Then again, this is social media. I don't know if he actually said that. That could just be somebody fabricated. Who knows?
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's always like that, you know. They make up rumors, and from there they hang on to that, this and that.
Man, rumors spread, they become real. It's
Yeah.
so crazy
Yep,
how stuff like that happens.
just like a damn disease, man. That shit spread like wildfire.
Oh
It's
yeah.
Yeah, it spread quick, man, and it become real. That's the problem about like with information when it gets put out. You know, when information is first put out, that becomes the reality. You know, like I don't even understand that Lisa Baumgartner situation, right? But she, from my understanding, you know, she popped positive. You know, and that got big publication, big media push that she popped positive. But then they end up cleared her of it. And I doubt anybody really knows much of it. You know, that's not the big
You know,
story.
Yeah, I
you
heard
know,
about that.
yeah, and you know what's crazy about that? I literally just found out about this just probably maybe about like a couple days ago. To be honest with you, I was like,
Mhm.
oh wow, and this happened back then. I'm like, damn, and I'm just finding out about it now. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
damn.
What's weird about that though? How it was worded kind of confused me because it was like it said something along the lines of that she was like cleared uh for her not knowing So it was like, okay, so she did have illegal substance in her, but she just didn't know. She's not at fault because she didn't know that she took it. Is how it seemed like it was worded.
Hmm.
So it wasn't like they cleared it as like, oh no, she actually didn't have any substances. Like, no, she had substance, but she is clear because she didn't know that she took it.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's almost like you can say the same thing with Connor Ben in a way. But Connor
Yeah,
Ben went through more.
yeah. I can't fully remember Conor Ben is another good example. You know, he got a lot of bad press and a lot of people bashing him because of it. You know, and he's probably like, man, I really didn't take what y'all like killing my character. I didn't take nothing. Then he gets cleared and nobody apologizes for it. That's what I think is the hard part. You know, you got people bashing your name, and then when you're proven innocent, then it's okay. And nobody ever apologizes. Like, nah, bro, y'all was just slandering my name,
Yeah.
and y'all ain't going, you know. That's the messed up stuff about the media, though, you know, because once those narratives get out, you know, it's kind of hard to retract them.
That's true.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me ask you a quick. Let me pick your brain a little bit here. There is it changes every match that happens. You know, who is in your thoughts? Who is the pound for pound, currently? This I know we're just early in January, but who is your current pound for pound?
It had to be Bud for sure.
Bud.
Yeah, it had to be Bud for sure. You know, undisputed in two-way classes, dominant performances put on. Yeah, it's Bud easy. Then if he was even to go to 54, it's hard for me to see anybody beating him at 54 also. So it's like, yeah, it's Bud for sure. Only person I see giving him issues I think is really talented is Boots at 47, 54. Just don't really see anybody. Tim Zoo would be a good matchup. Tim Zoo or Virgil would be good matchups, you know. But yeah, it's Bud for sure.
Got you. You think how do you think a match will play a rematch actually on the 154 with Bud and Spence?
Not really too interested in it. I mean, I don't know. I will say, you know, Spence looked very bad,
Mm-hmm.
but it's weird because I've never seen Spence look that bad before.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
so it does always beg question like, man, was something going on with him? Who knows? I don't know. Um, and I never seen Bud look that strong before. You know,
right.
it's such a like bad mismatch. You know, so it's hard for me to like think anything would be different in a rematch. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like people say, oh, Spence could be strong. Yeah, so is Bud. You know, like they'll both be going up. Like, they'll both be stronger. You know, and I hear Bud and I've seen Bud looks extremely strong. I've seen him like deadlifting 450, no warm up in street clothes. And I'm like, no, Bud is strong. So it's hard. It's hard. I don't see a rematch going any different. I think Bud's IQ is real high too, so it'd probably be worse.
Yeah, his IQ is
And
definitely up there.
and then that and
Um,
that and that, was, and that was hard to watch. Like when I was watching that fight, I was like, man, please stop this fight.
me,
Yeah.
me, me too. I'm like, I had enough of it.
Yeah,
I
it was hard,
And
hard
it's
to
like
watch.
I wasn't sure. Honestly, I wasn't sure if it was like I was watching and saying like, damn, is Bud that strong or is Spence that looking that bad? Like I
Yeah,
was like,
who
which
knows?
one is it?
Could be a mix of both.
Yeah.
Hey,
Um
you know what's crazy? I remember because Inoue fought right before that,
yeah.
like that
Mhm.
same week, I think. And
What was it? What with this dude
it was Fulton,
Fulton.
Fulton?
and Inoue fought. And I remember, you know, because Inoue's in the top of pound for pound too, and he put on such a dominant performance. I was like, oh man, Inoue is number one pound for pound. There is no matter what happens this weekend with Spence and Crawford, Inoue is number one pound for pound. And sure enough, Bud changed that completely. I said, oh man, without a doubt, Bud is number one pound for pound. I was like, man, Yeah, so crazy. I was like, because I didn't think Bud be able to dominate Spence like the way that he did. You know.
You know, it's
Yeah,
crazy. He probably had a lot of people saying he wasn't going to win. He's going to this. He's going to that. And the way he performed so good, it was like shut a lot of people up real quick.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did for sure.
Yeah. I honestly thought he was gonna get back up from the first knockdown, but then as rounds kept on coming in, and I seen the fight, I'm like, what the hell? What am I watching? Like he's getting tortured, you know?
Or to what?
No one expected that. No one at all.
I think that was
Anybody that did is a lie. You know.
Mm.
hmm
Anybody
you
that
can
did is a
actually say
lie.
that was one of the most brutal fights you actually seen, most recent.
You said what?
That was probably one of the most brutal fights that we've seen in most recent history.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Nothing else is really coming to mind.
I mean, besides Wilder, Fury type shit. You know. But with that being said, man, what do you think about Joshua and Ngannou? With the Saudis making that fight happen?
And what's crazy is, Ngannou really, when he fought Fury, surprised me. I mean, it surprised everybody. Let's be real, not just me. Surprised everybody. Um, I didn't think Ngannou was gonna be able to transition like that. And yeah, I remember watching. I said, "Man, Ngannou don't look that bad." But one thing I would say, Joshua, that was the best I've ever seen Joshua look in his last fight.
Absolutely.
That was the best I've
Absolutely.
ever. I said, man, I ain't never seen Joshua box like this.
I'm
Hey,
like,
so
I'm like, Joshua is going to be a problem for anybody.
Mm.
Anybody.
if he stays fighting like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shocked me. I was like, man, I ain't never seen him move so good like that in my life.
I mean, he
You know,
has
a
to
lot of
give his
times
training
he
supports.
looks very robotic sometimes, but yeah, I ain't got nothing to say bad about Joshua. He looked good that fight, and if he's able to really do again, this is the big thing with comparisons, bro. Like when you have like-minded opponents, people compare. People use that as a measuring stick and compare. So Joshua really fighting Ngannou and wipes the floor with him. Then what's the conversation now about Joshua and Fury? When Fury had his problems, Fury got dropped by Ngannou. Conversations change. Now it's like, oh shoot. Now that's
Um,
the next fight that needs to happen. But regardless, the Fury and Usyk fight's about to happen. So you know
Yeah. I'm
that's
ready
going
for
to
that.
change. That's going to change conversations
bro,
too.
just think, like, I really want to sit down and think about this. Just think about that. Fury and Usyk is about to fight for the undisputed. Just think about that. When was the last time we had an undisputed champ in the
Man,
heavyweight division?
man, forget. You know what's crazy about that? I feel like they haven't been promoting it like that.
Mm,
Yeah,
I haven't.
That's what's been surprising me. I'm like, this is one of the biggest fights. Like, why is it not being promoted like that? Even the
absolutely.
Day of Reckoning has so much promotion behind it. You
I mean,
know,
I think maybe coming closer to the fight, maybe after we see what happened with Joshua and Ngannou, probably they
no,
have a
but
little promotion for it.
no, but that fight's afterwards though. I think the Fury Usyk, I think February 17th. I think Ngannou Josh was like March
Oh
9th.
yeah, that's after, and that's crazy, man. They really ain't
I'm saying it's
promoting.
gonna be coming in a couple weeks, and I feel like there's been no promotion behind it. I ain't really seen it unless I'm not seeing it. I haven't seen it, so
The Fury
I
and
don't know.
Ngannou fight card was more promoted than anything else.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's what's weird about this one. I feel like they haven't
But I
really been
mean,
doing it like that.
What are your thoughts on the Better Beef and Bevo fight that they ordered
That-
the Saudis?
That's gonna be a good fight, but I will say I do think Bivol will win. Better be have had a really great performance against Callum Smith, but man, I'm kind of really high on Bivol. I think Bivol is extremely talented.
Mm-hmm.
I think his defense is massively underrated, and I do think he is actually like pretty strong too. I'm not gonna
but
say I'm not sure about like punching power, but as far as like just like strength in the ring, I think he's got good strength. Um, So the dude can box, man. I think he'd be able to outbox better BF. So
Mm,
I give the nod to Bivol. I'm not gonna say Bivol's gonna wipe the floor with him for sure not, but I do think Bivol will win.
yeah, well, I'm pretty sure that you know about they want the winner from that fight to go against Jail Pitaya.
Oh, do
Mm-hmm.
they really?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do. Yeah, the Saudi.
I
I
thought
believe
Openthal was like trying to like go up to heavyweight or something.
No, they want the winner from Better Be Bowl eventually to go up and challenge Pitaya.
yeah.
I like Openthal. I think he's really talented.
Yeah.
I don't really know his like size though. You know, I know he fights at cruiser, but I don't feel like he's that big.
Yeah, he has a fight coming up too. I think he's a co-main of the. I want to say either the Usyk fight or the
Yeah, I think
Joshua.
so. Yeah.
It's one of those two. He's a co-main.
Yeah, he's
But
fighting.
but yeah, man.
Can't think of the guy's name.
Shit. We about to have the whole undisputed fight. Honestly, do you think a lot of people think still think Fury's gonna win versus Usyk? What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it, man. I still think Fury wins. I think Usyk's a great boxer and stuff, but um, my gut is still telling me Fury. I mean, don't ask me why my gut's saying that. That's just what my gut's saying. I can't give no logic or reasoning behind it. I just feel like Fury's gonna win. Um, it's so hard, man. Like, I think Usyk's style, man, it makes it hard for him to fight a guy still that can move like Fury does. You know, still can be able to flick and box like Fury does. I think Fury will still be able to do enough to keep him off him and still be able to outbox him.
Now the question is, are you? I mean, we everyone thinks Fury's gonna come in there 300 pounds like he usually do, 270 around there. Do you think he's gonna go try to lean on Usyk and stuff like that? I mean, I don't think Usyk is gonna let that happen. I feel like Usyk's gonna be constantly moving around the ring, constantly trying to use
Yeah,
the
I mean,
ring as
I
his.
feel like it's gonna happen. I mean, there's moments when Usyk's gonna try to close the gap, and Fury is gonna be able to have the opportunity to put his weight on him. You know, I don't think that's gonna be Fury's game plan though, is to try to rough him up and keep putting his weight on him the whole fight. But there's gonna be opportunities when it does present itself where it's like, okay, well, I'm just going to drop this 300 pounds on you real quick. Go ahead and carry this. And I mean, I think it's inevitable. It's gonna happen. You know, I don't think anything. You know, a lot of Usyk's game plan is going to be sticking and moving and try to get a little bit inside, land some combinations. And a lot of times, I mean, when that happens, what's Fury going to do? He's going to try to close the gap, wrap up, and put his weight on him.
Mm-hmm.
Wrap separates him. Tyson Fury go back to trying to move around box. I mean, Usyk doing the same thing. It's inevitable. It happens again. So I don't think it's going to be his game plan, but I think it is going to happen. You know, it'd be pointless if he didn't do it when he has the opportunity to.
Mm-hmm.
Usyk's not that big, and pretty sure if Fury gets the opportunity to put his 300 pounds on somebody, he's gonna do it.
Believe it or not, Usyk is the same size as Muhammad Ali, 6'2".
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. I thought he's a little bit taller. I thought he's a little bit taller, but
Isn't he's like around 6'4", if I'm not mistaken?
I thought he
I
maybe
thought
a
he
little
was
bit.
about 6'2".
No, I think uh Andy Ruiz is 6'2".
Yeah, Andy Ruiz is like 6'2".
And
Yeah,
he
and
was
then I think
6'2".
Usyk is about 6'4", and I believe Fury is about 6'9", if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Fury's
6'9".
tall ass motherfucker. Man.
Yeah, him, Wilder, and Joshua like around like kind of like the same height.
Man, that performance by Wilder, man. What you thought about that?
Kind of hard to watch again. Joseph Parker looked good. I'm not sure if again Joseph Parker looked good or Wilder just didn't really do much.
Yeah, it was a good fight. He did good.
A
You said
little bit
what?
of both. A little bit of both. But I mean, I just don't think Wilder has it like he had it before. You know, I feel like the
Pro-
3 fights took something out of him. I just
Probably
feel like he don't
not.
have the want no more.
Probably not. I mean, Walter's getting older. He could probably get into the age where it's like, he probably really doesn't have the drive to do it no more. Made a crap ton of money in this sport. His family's good. A lot of times like that, and you can recognize somebody can lose the motivation and the drive to keep getting up and training the way we got to train to prepare for a fight. So. But then again, I don't know. That's only something that he knows. That's just speculation.
So I'm not sure if you heard about Big Twin going up to trying to fight Canelo.
No, I'm not interested in that.
You're not
I mean,
interested either.
I don't really think anybody is, but it's so crazy though because people were asking for that fight not that long ago. They were saying that he was ducking them.
Mm-hmm.
I remember them saying that. Oh, Canelo ducking Big Charlo, da da da. But I don't really care to see that. And I
Mm-hmm.
think the reason why is because this is obviously a fight everybody wants to see, and that's the Canelo Benavidez fight.
Mm.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a good storyline. I mean, Canelo whooped his brother, whooped Jamel, and they could try.
I would like to see Benavidez fight like who is it, like either like Munguia, someone over there like Munguia or what's this other guy's name? Can't even think of it off the top of my head right now.
Is he Munguia or
Someone Morel,
Pacheco Berlanga?
Mm-mm.
someone
It's
Morel.
another person. Just can't think of
Morel?
it.
Yeah, well, he mentioned Morel.
Morel.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That'd be a good fight though for sure.
Mm.
Style wise too. Then
Mm.
they both strong, solid defense. That really would be a good fight between them. I'm not sure if it ever. I mean, it could get made. Shoot, I don't see why it couldn't.
I mean, and nowadays, a lot of people wouldn't think a lot of these fights wouldn't be made. And now, look, we having big fights left and right now. I mean,
I
now
mean,
we actually having the best
shout
fighting.
out, yeah, shout out to the Saudis for that for sure.
Yeah, I I think Morel wants to go sometime soon. He wants to go against Caleb Plant.
That would be a good fight.
That'd be a good
Yeah.
fight. I think Morel probably win that though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then again, I don't know. Caleb Plant has good moments where he can box and stuff.
He got power too.
Yeah, got power. I
He
seen
got power. He can box. And he
his
can box.
yeah
And
his
he can take a punch.
his fight
So,
against Darrell, Anthony Darrell.
his fight against Canelo.
Yeah.
That that proved a lot for me with me seeing him fight Canelo.
Yeah.
Plant put on good performance. I like Plant as a fighter, man. He's done good
He's
for his
cool.
career. He's done good. So, regardless, I mean, that's the good thing about this division, man. 168 is stacked, man. There's a lot of good names in there to fight. Even
For
even
sure,
guys,
for
even
sure.
guys up and coming, right? So I think this division is gonna be good for a while. Not just right now, but just in the future to come too.
Mhm.
Some other rising stars coming up.
Yeah.
So I know I think you're gonna be like the third fight for the main event. Am I mistaken?
Yeah, I think so it'll be main event, co-main event, then me.
Yeah.
Then I think it'd be the women's championship fight, then the opener.
Yeah. I think the Gabriela Fandora fights before you.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, and Oscar Colasso is the one after you, and then the
yeah,
main event. I have it right here.
He said, I got it right
yeah.
here.
No, yeah, like,
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But
Main
man,
event, main event is probably gonna be a banger though, man. I imagine it's style wise, it should make for a really good fight.
so let me ask you a question. Let me just dig into this real quick. Like, so a lot of these fighters, right after they finish fighting and everything, Do they usually leave, or do you go ahead and relax and watch the rest of the fight?
Well, I speak for myself. It depends on the card and stuff, but after a fight, you do got to go out to the. I mean, it's the right thing to do. I'm not sure if every fighter does it, but you got to go out to see the people and stuff. You got to go talk to the fans, take all your pictures and stuff, see your family. And obviously, depending on the fight, depending if I stay to watch the whole thing or not. I'm gonna stay for this one for sure. I mean, it is my weight class too. And there's guys that I could potentially fight in the future. So I'm definitely, and then it's gonna be a good fight anyway. It's gonna be an enjoyable fight to watch. So I'm gonna definitely stick around and watch it. But each fight's a little bit different. There could be some cards I'm like, I don't really care about. And I after my fight, after I go see everybody, I can just leave. But yeah, so I think everybody do a little bit different. Sometimes after fight, people just so drained, bro. Just want to just go home, go back to the room or whatever. You gotta think too. It's a lot of adrenaline going to a fight, and even after the fight, you're so excited, and adrenaline still pumping. You go see everybody, man. As soon as you get to the room, man, that adrenaline crash is so real. I ain't gonna lie to you. My adrenaline crash can last for a couple days. I finally hit where I'm like, whew, it was like a long camp, and it's like, finally, you fight and everything, you finally wear off, you finally get to just relax for a little bit. That adrenaline crash be real. I remember there's a lot of times too after a fight where, it was a bigger card, bigger fight, and okay, babe, we finna go out after this or whatever. Nope. Soon I get to the room, I'm done. I'm not going nowhere. I'm not doing nothing. I'm gonna go chill. I'm gonna eat and go to sleep.
He said, "I'm good." He said, turn off the light. Don't let the
Yeah,
door hit you on the way out."
yeah. Them adrenaline crashes be real though. I could just be speaking for myself. I don't know about everybody else. Everybody else a little different, but for me, man, after the fight, I'm just chilling with my family and I'm going to sleep.
Yeah, but yeah, we hitting that hour mark. I know it's getting late. It's what, 2 o'clock on my side. I know
Yeah.
it's not so late on y'all side, but it's still late on y'all side too. But yeah, but yo, Darius, man, I appreciate having you on. Mo,
Yeah.
appreciate having you on too.
Appreciate it.
Who's watching, please tune in January 27th, this weekend, Saturday. It's going to be a marvelous fight card on the zone. You guys do
Yeah.
not want to miss it. Like I said, if you don't have your tickets, go ahead and buy your tickets now.
Get
If you
them.
guys can make it to the fight, go ahead and buy the fight on the zone. Get signed up with the zone and everything like that, all that shit. So you guys can watch this dude right here,
Go
do
10
his
and 0.
thing Saturday night.
10 and 0.
No, let's go. DFG.
DFG. DFG. I ain't gonna lie to y'all real quick. That's the dopest thing about it, man. Going to these fights because my family, when they started chanting DFG, man, that
Yeah.
thing go crazy.
I was there in Commerce, bro. The
Oh,
little
the
boy.
Commerce. Yeah.
Yeah, I was there.
That joint was so dope, man. That was a good
Uh,
crowd there, too. Energy was crazy.
yes, sir.
And man, that's that you hear your name, especially when you're fighting. That gives you more like
Tell you,
damn,
man. It like gives you a
you
little
see
like
they see what
juice.
I'm doing.
Gives you a
Yeah.
little juice. It kind of like gets you pumping. Like that energy, feeling that energy is different, man. Like, and you feel all the support, all the love cheering you on. Like, I don't think people can really understand the feeling of that,
Yeah.
until they really get to experience it. But it's something it do something magical to you though. Just knowing you got people behind you. And that's the last thing I want to leave it off with. Like I told you, I got in the sport because I love the accountability of it. And it's just me in the ring. But honestly, being real, there really isn't just me in the ring. I do carry a lot of people with me.
Yeah.
I have a lot of people behind me, supporting me, pushing me. And I'd be a fool to ever think I got to where I'm at on my own. That's not the case at all. I got a great team behind me that's getting me where I'm going. And I don't take them for granted at all. Yes, it is just me in the ring, but all the preparation and stuff to get me there, which is the most important part. Like, man, I got a solid team and family that supported me and helping me get there. And even in the moment, you know, I got them rocking with me. So that's the beautiful thing about this sport that I love so much, you know. So yeah, I love it off of that. You know, it ain't just me in there. You know, we got a whole team. You got to trust the team. You trust the process.
Yes, sir.
But like we said, man, we're gonna definitely be tuning in. My eyes are gonna be locked on that on that fight. I'm
My
gonna be
God,
watching it from the first fights all the way up to the
the
last
main event.
fights.
That's a
So
bet, my guy.
Yes, sir. If I'm not on TV, I'm right here, bro.
My guy.
Hell yeah, I have to. Boxing is life, bro. It's a
His
passion.
life. His life.
and we're gonna be here streaming the fight on Instagram and stuff like that. So
Okay, bet that. But look, I appreciate the love and I appreciate y'all's time, man. I know y'all stayed up late and stuff, so I'll let y'all get some rest, man. I'll holler at y'all.
Likewise, bro.
All right, brother.
all right, man. All right, Zeke, man. Appreciate having you on, Zeke.
Yes, sir. Let me know anytime.
Definitely.
All right.